Hey everyone, I'm Chann, you're watching Made by Chann, and today is the first video of my Christmas DIY content, and I am so excited. I have no shame. Alright, bring it down, okay. Today, I made DIY ornaments. I think they're very cute. I'm biased, but I also think they're super easy and definitely would make great gifts. I like to give ornaments as gifts, especially on my travels. I like to bring back ornaments for people. I also like to collect them anywhere I go. Spoiler, little tidbit about me. If you like this video, please give it a like. And if you want to see more of my Christmas content, like I said, this is the first one. Make sure you subscribe so you can join me on my journey. Also, make sure that you follow me on Instagram because I give sneak peeks on there. So, like I said, if you like this video, please give it a like. And let's get into the first DIY.
The first DIY is a marble paint ornament. The first thing I did was take off the ornament cap of a clear plastic ornament. I had to Google the name of that piece because I had no idea. This DIY moves pretty quick, so I pre-shook all of my paints. To get the marble effect, I'm using white, gray, and black paint. I'm also using thicker paints because if they're too thin, it won't hold the design well. I poured in about 2.5 tablespoons of white paint, so about 90%, half a tablespoon of gray, and very little black, like a dot. You're going to need more paint than you think, and I actually ended up adding more paint because I didn't have enough inside my ornament the first time. Once all the paint is in there, I stirred it with a stick, scraping the bottom to get the swirl going. Then I began moving the paint around inside the ornament, swirling to the left and to the right, making sure to cover the sides well. It's okay if it doesn't drip all the way down, it will eventually. Once I was done swirling, I let the ornament sit upside down over a plastic cup for about 5 minutes. If your cup is too big like mine, you can make a grid out of tape like I did for it to sit in. Once the 5 minutes is up, I flip the ornament right side up and let it sit for 5 more minutes. This step is optional, but I think it gives it more of a marble look. I added 3 max drops of water into the ornament and shook it with my thumb over the hole for about 3 to 5 minutes. This helps blend any harsh lines. Then I let the ornament sit upside down overnight. I reattach the metal cap and voila! I bought these mini wrapped presents from Michaels. 2 were the perfect size and 1 wasn't, so I cut it down. The first thing I did was unwrap one of the larger presents. I kept the foil to use as a template later. I cut the styrofoam down to a 1 1/4 inch cube. I measured and drew lines all the way around 3 sides of the cube. This serves as my cutting guide. And then I cut it with a serrated knife. I unwrapped a large and a small present and put those to the side. I used the foil paper from a large present as a template and cut out my nicer wrapping paper. Once that was done, I wrapped the largest styrofoam cube like a normal present, and I used hot glue and tape to seal the sides. I repeated this with the 2 smaller cubes as well. Once each cube was wrapped, I stacked them on top of each other and hot glued them together. I made sure the triangles on the sides were all facing the same direction. Then I took a piece of 1/4 inch red velvet ribbon and draped it on top of the stacks, then crossed it over the bottom and brought it back up the opposite sides of the boxes to make sure I had enough. I placed hot glue where the 2 triangles meet only on the bottom boxes, and I pressed the ribbon onto one side. I pulled it tight and repeated the same thing on the other side. Then I crossed the ribbons along the bottom and brought them up on the opposite sides of the stack. I cut one end of the ribbon, and then you can see I'm making sure I have enough ribbon on the other end to act as a loop to attach the ornament to the tree. I added a dot of hot glue to the top of the present, and then I pushed the cut ribbon down on top of it and then pulled the perpendicular ribbon over it and made sure it was centered. I added another dot of hot glue on top of those ribbons and pulled the long ribbon up and pressed it under. I formed a loop and tucked the tail under the ribbon and then added extra glue for reinforcements. You can stop here if you want, but I decided to add a bow because I'm fancy. To make the bow, I took a piece of ribbon and placed it in front of my index and pointer finger, holding it down with my thumb. Next, I wrapped that ribbon around the back of my 2 fingers and then holding that piece against my pointer finger with my thumb, I tucked the ribbon underneath that loop I formed and pushed it all the way through to the back of my hand. On the left, you can see a triangle loop has formed. I took the ribbon and pushed it through the loop going from left to right. Pulling it tight, this is what forms the knot. I slid it off my fingers and then tweaked the bow to my liking. Then I trimmed the ends at an angle. I hot glued the bow to the top of the presents where all the ribbons meet. My last ornament is a mini mug of hot cocoa. First, to make the marshmallows, I took white oven-baked clay and rolled it out to a 1/2-inch thick cylinder. I cut it into 1/2-inch pieces and smoothed the edges with my fingers. To make the mini peppermint sticks, I took a piece of red clay and rolled it in between my fingers until I got a thin strip, and then I did the same thing with a piece of white clay. Then I twisted the two together and then lightly rolled them to flatten them into one piece. I made sure it fit inside the mug, but it didn't fall all the way through. Then I cut a piece of styrofoam and placed it inside the mug and put a little bit of glue on top of that and pressed the cardboard into it. I didn't want the cardboard to recess too deeply into the mug, I just wanted it to kind of sit close to the top. So to make the cocoa, I poured glue on top of the cardboard and then mixed in light brown paint with a popsicle stick. And I added enough to make sure that it covered all the sides. I placed the marshmallows and peppermint sticks and used tweezers on the top when necessary. I did stack up some of the marshmallows, applying glue to the side of it to give it some height and dimension. Finally, I used an ornament hook to attach it to the tree.
So what did you all think? I loved it. Those ornaments are on my tree right now. I'll be honest, they're the only decorations on my tree. It's a long story. I'm making a Christmas vlog. You'll see it then. If you like this video, please give it a like. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe because I will be giving out more Christmas content along the way. This is just the beginning. I'm excited. And don't forget to give it a like and follow me on Instagram at MadeByChann. And I'll see you all next time.